striving to be more. And I'm talking about education. I'm talking about live that suburban life or more.
And there it is. It was bound to come out. See, I speak fluent colonies. I understand colonies. You do not. You see, Mary, what you're talking about are white tea supremacy standards and culture. That's what you're talking about. And you being better means for us to imbibe whiteness. You know what imbibe means, Hake? It means to absorb. So it's not about white. It's about whiteness. And that is what you have. That is why you're dangerous. That is why you're a Mary. And want better in education? Are you fucking kidding me? That's how I know you're a misogynist. That's how I know. See, I've been watching, I've been treating you, and then you'll respond with a video, you don't tag me and you indirectly address me. It's all good. I don't give a shit, because you're a coward. Okay, you're a cracker ass coward. But anyway, and don't forget racially illiterate. You're racially illiterate. You in other videos, maybe I'll go ahead and post them, repost them, because of the Darvo and stuff like that. I literally had to get a new mask because of really creators, quote unquote, like yourself, the Marys. Okay. Now, TikTok protects you. I can't use certain apps with certain content creators typically like you. Now, basically what this stupid video is about is you saying that we say black people are trying to act white if they are, well-spoken and, suburban life. They should be able to want suburban life, to want better. Suburbs were made for white tea people, right? That was literally for them to get away from the not just black people, but also the trailer park trash. You should read up on the trailer park trash. Well, it's called white trash, but same thing with you, okay? But really what it sounds like is you don't want us to build our own community. That's what it really sounds like, which is typical hunk of shit. See, that's why, I call you a Mary, because you'll infiltrate and cause us harm like you're trying to do right now. It's funny because every race gets their community except black people. Black people have to move to the suburbs, and that equates to better. That's what you said. You said the suburbs are better. Better than what? Have you ever lived in the black community? And the other question is, have you ever lived in an affluent area? Sounds like you just actually learned what you've just learned. Affluent, isn't that how you pronounce it? Anyway, so here you go. I see a lot of people who see a well-spoken black woman or black man who's educated, who's affluent. Why are you putting your people? You got it right there. We aren't your people. Okay. Do you correct yourself or mistake yourself, whatever? Successes of black people on to factors like they're trying to be white. That's actually what you did. You see the Darvo you do? You're not going to listen. As long as I'm around, you're not going to play these fuck games with my people in the psychological hunk of shit that you're doing. Okay? All your shit is Darvo and misogynist, and you're using a black woman to get into our communities. You are not biracial. You are a honke. Okay? Period. White biracial, but you are not black. And you're saying that we're giving it away to whiteness. And you know what the essence of this video is? Because I can tell you don't have conversations. You are not out there getting any racially literacy skills at all. It gives that, if you believe in white tea supremacy, then you think that you're inferior. That's the energy that you're giving. Besides racially illiterate, okay? Those are not attributes solely used to describe white folk. Anti-Blackness is used to describe white folks. Racist is used to describe white tea folk. I lived in an affluent neighborhood. Have you heard of Scottsdale and Paradise Valley, Hake? Very, very affluent, okay? You probably wouldn't even be able to get a job there. I'm going to be perfectly honest. Not with your illiteracy. No. White tea people in those neighborhoods are very fucking nosy. Very fucking nosy. These are places where white tea people get out of their homes and come and attack black children that are walking in the street, in their street, playing in front of their home in the suburbs. You want us to be consumed by whiteness. That's what that shit is. You want us to just ignore it. And see those successes? Do you really think the suburbs is a symbol of success? The myth of white tea supremacy is an illusion. You're measuring success on a white tea supremacy, white tea cultural standard, measurement, scale. That's why you're problematic. Why are we doing that? You're not doing that. You're encouraging black people to be consumed by whiteness. That's what you're doing. Whiteness belongs to everyone. You're right. Whiteness has impacted everyone. You are correct. You got the racial gaslighting. Safety doesn't belong to everyone. White tea privilege doesn't belong to everyone. Whiteness and white identity are two different things. I don't have a white identity, but I was infected with whiteness. Do you understand the difference, Honky? I didn't think so. Stop trying to shame people out of those spaces for wanting to act white. Then you say, they're not acting white, they're just a good person. Would you look at that? Equating whiteness to being a good person. Equating whiteness to ambition and goals. That's how I know you've not been been in the black community. There is no demographic on the face of this earth I have ever been around that was more ambitious than the black community. You would know that if you were part of the black community, which you're not. Thank God. And then you're talking about you are subconsciously or consciously perpetuating the stereotypes that the honkies came up with. Actually, you are. You need to stop gaslighting yourself and answer the question of what do you associate with being white and what do you associate with being black. And no one has to know, okay? Got a honka journal just for you. Yeah, you can put those feelings in there. Put that anti-blackness in that journal, okay? And this is part of that Darvo. It sounds like that it's you that actually believe in white tea supremacy. It really does. Because you equated being white to living in the suburbs, being ambitious, being educated. You are literally telling your own community. Again, you're not part of this community. You also said some hawkish shit about separation between us is all affluency, education, and being well-spoken. The separation is anti-blackness. That's what the separation is. That's why there's a revolving door for black women in certain industries, because we go in there, we get racially aggressed, okay, racially gaslit, and then we leave. You would know that if you're a black woman, but you're not. And then you're telling us that y'all need more of us in those spaces. You see, you want us to go to labor, you want us to work. You want to point your finger at us? One of the reasons why we are still experiencing racism is because you motherfuckers were too lazy and too scared to do some work, just like you are today. You want us to come in there and get on the front line so you can go and sit at your desk and watch the system consume the black community while you enjoy it. Because when y'all go into these spaces, it's silent. Why? Because you don't want to risk your economic, stability, your medical. Let the black people do it. And because I'm black, I'll go talk to them because I'm black. That's you. Let me go season them. And then you get real angry here. And we can't have people in those spaces if you are trying to keep us out. You can go. Go. You don't belong over here. Clearly, you're anti-black. You're a misogynist and you're a racist wanting black people to get on the front lines to do work. And that's just not going to happen. Do it yourself, honky. Okay. You have made it perfectly clear. You just want a season so you can consume black people. You can infiltrate our communities and fuck it up. That is your job and that is what you're doing with your platform. Honky. I got a whole fucking file on you, ho. Okay.